Another in the overly long movie titles, this one's also been translated as The Travels of Marco Polo Another Page, was renamed to The Secret Page of Marco Polo for its English release, and generally just gets called Another Page for short. Hajime Kamegaki is once again serving as director, while Katsuro Hidaka comes on as writer. Lisa Argento is the leading lady this time, voiced by Marina Inoue. This movie also marks the last time Ichiro Nagai, who's been voicing various characters since Series 1, plays a character in the franchise. The ending theme is a remix of the Series 2 ending theme, also known as Love Theme. A man named Theo Argento is attacked by someone with a stone tablet. The security of the building they're in is soon alerted. They find Lupin standing over Argento's body, brandishing a bomb and saying he's taking something called Another Page. The bomb's a dud, but does its job of scaring the guards and allowing Lupin to escape. Spying a group of men, he steals the tablet, the Another Page, from them. He soon gets surrounded by them in an alley and they take the tablet back. Suddenly, one by one, the men appear to vanish, though Lupin escapes this by ducking into a sewer. He looks up as he spots a man take the tablet for himself. Claudio, Argento's assistant, gives a press conference on Another Page and Argento's supposed murder at Lupin's hand. Zenigata bursts in, saying it's not in Lupin's MO to needlessly kill, though he's soon thrown out. Claudio encounters Lisa, Argento's granddaughter, and apologises for what happened. Zenigata arrives, hoping to question them on Lupin. Unfortunately, they're attacked by a group of men. Zenigata manages to take two of them out with little trouble. Claudio tackles the third and tells Lisa to run. The man pulls out a knife, but Zenigata's on hand to ensure he can't use it. Lupin and Jigen are taking time out to study Argento's family, as well as Il Milione, as Another Page is supposedly a lost piece of Marco Polo's chronicled travels. The page is rumoured to lead to a great golden treasure, a supposed hidden legacy. While Jigen's initially on board, Lupin admits he doesn't have any leads right now besides Lisa. Jigen also decides he's out once he learns Fujiko's the one who put Lupin up to finding the treasure in the first place. Barely a second passes and Jigen runs back with Lisa in his arms, pursued by a tank. Lisa's under the assumption that Lupin's the one pursuing her, so Lupin claims he and Jigen are Interpol officers by the names of Colonel and Sanders. Jigen takes out the man firing from the top of the tank. He then loads up something a bit heavier and fires into the tank, causing it to go off course. Fujiko and the tablet thief watch all this with interest. Hiding in an alley, Lupin offers Lisa some comfort. He shows her Argento's diary and tells her to read over it, as he trusted his granddaughter with the legacy of Another Page. As Lisa ponders the meaning behind the diary entries, she's contacted by Claudio. He's on his way with Zenigata, so Lupin decides to run, not wanting his cover story blown. Fujiko arrives on the scene but ends up only taking Lisa. Goemon's training, as is often the case, meditating in a forest. An old man makes his presence known and starts philosophising about apples and swordsmanship. He then invites Goemon to his home to keep up the conversation. Lisa's been taken captive by Fujiko's employer, not realising they aren't Interpol officers at first. Fujiko's curious about Lisa's role, learning she's got something key to Another Page's mystery. Lupin's brought before them, but he's speaking in an odd manner. Fujiko pulls off a mask, revealing him as Zenigata in a bait and switch. They also learn that Lisa's escaped in the confusion. After they leave, Lupin reveals he had a mask over a mask. Jigen's found Lisa and is taking care of any attackers. Lupin finds a computer and hacks in, finding the tablet and learning this place is a base for Lombardo Heavy Industries, a weapons dealer. The tablet thief is Bernardo Villar, the current president of the company. Grabbing the tablet, Lupin also spots a folder marked Zeal and grabs its contents. He then escapes with Jigen and Lisa just as sirens start going off. They find a car and escape as the base explodes behind them. As Goemon meditates with the old man, the latter's three granddaughters keep watch. Hiromi's the long-haired one, Rumi the short-haired one, and Ami the one with the ponytail for anyone keeping count. With Rumi worried he's after something they're guarding, Ami suggests putting Goemon through a log test. Lupin's at work deciphering another page, which is faded, but easy to translate from its native Italian. It tells of a story of East meeting West to bring a treasure that surpasses gold to light, but no real clue on what that means. When Lita asks about his interests, Lupin simply says he's interested in preventing wars as an Interpol officer. His next destination is Beijing, while Zenigata tries to argue Lupin's innocence on Argento's murder. Lupin makes a stop off in Iran, giving Lita a chance to update Claudio. Jigen grows angry when he spots a news article on the Lombardo base explosion, learning Lupin was blamed for it. Lita approaches and shows the pair a pendant that was gifted to her by her grandfather. Lupin notes some holes along it, realising it's some kind of whistle that may lead to the treasure. Goemon's received a note telling him to head to the nearby forest. The girls ready the log trap, but Hiromi has a change of heart, jumping out to warn him. She gets caught in the rolling logs, but Goemon manages to cut his way through to help her. While he's glad he was able to save Hiromi, not to mention grateful she warned him of the logs, Goemon tells her he's considering methods of enlightenment that don't rely on using the sword, and considers cutting the logs to be a sign of his own weakness. As Lupin arrives in Beijing, he spots a police barricade waiting. He decides to simply walk down to them, letting himself be captured. Zenigata's suspicious, keeping watch on him even from a suspended cell. He's right to be suspicious, as Lupin's overinflated ego leads to his head swelling. As confusion erupts, Lupin heads to the cell of Triad boss Bao Long, the man he intended to meet once he got to Beijing. They make their escape courtesy of an explosive cigarette. Fujiko and Villar follow Lupin and Bao Long as they head to a casino. Taking a tea break, Bao Long tells Lupin he was sold out to Lombardo by one Duke Abel of the Thalia Republic, leading to his incarceration. Villar, who's listening in, says it's all just a game of money to him when Fujiko questions him. Bao Long discusses another page with Lupin, how Marco Polo met with Genghis Khan and their shared vision of uniting the world. Together they crafted the treasure, splitting it in two between them, the East meeting West referred to in the tablet's writing. Despite an earlier story hinging on it, Lupin's theory of Khan and Yoshitsune being one and the same is shot down by Bao Long. Lupin's attention turns to the teapot, spotting Tibetan scripture. Noting some marks he mistook for scratches on another page, he realises his next destination is the Iwate region in Japan. He greets Fujiko and Villar as he leaves, knowing they were eavesdropping. Villar also informs Bao Long of Abel's current alliance and how easily he was swayed. Lita alerts Jigen to some heavy-duty vehicles on the approach. He races to grab Lupin and Bao Long to make their escape. Villar sends a tank after them, also ordering the activation of Zeal. Lupin's group head to a bridge on Bao Long's orders to evade the tank. Thankfully its weight is too much and it ends up falling in the water. The road ahead then starts melting thanks to superheat. Everyone dives into the water to escape it as Villar reveals this will serve as a demonstration of Zeal, a satellite laser, to the international markets. Lupin manages to board a boat Bao Long owns. He offers it to Lupin so he can get to Japan, also telling a questioning Lita to learn to trust her own eyes when Lupin lets slip on him being a Triad boss. Lupin also passes Bao Long the memory stick he used to download data on Zeal back at the Lombardo base. Ami approaches Goemon as he continues his meditation, suggesting he take some downtime in their bathhouse. She and Rumi are scheming, as the latter blocks the door as he enters, due to Hiromi already being in there unbeknownst to both of them. After some embarrassment, Goemon notes the entire family seems guarded about something. The old man, who was also in the bathhouse, compliments his observation and decides to show him their family secret. The old man shows Goemon a display containing the tools of Benkei, saying his family have been charged with guarding them. As Goemon looks over the tools, he notes they're missing a sword. The old man tells him he suspects the sword may be a golden tachi, and that his daughter and son-in-law lost their lives searching for it. He asks if Goemon would marry Hiromi to spare her the same fate, but an eavesdropping Hiromi gets angry at them for trying to decide her fate. Despite this, Goemon says he'll at least help them out. Lupin's arrived in Japan, searching for clues in the Golden Hall of Chusonji. Lisa especially is overwhelmed and fully believing in the treasure that surpasses gold that Marco Polo and Genghis Khan believed in, though there aren't any clues to its location. Heading outside, they run into the old man who displays some delayed force powers. Goemon's with him, Lupin quickly making the claim that Interpol has a samurai working for them. The old man decides to show Lupin the Benkei tools, leading Lupin to realise the Tachi may be the Another Page treasure. The old man mentions they have a manuscript from around the same time, being used as a placemat. Lisa runs off, and Hiromi offers to talk to her and get the manuscript. Lombardo's forces take this chance to attack. As everyone fights them, Hiromi is grabbed while trying to protect Lisa. Lisa plans to help her, so Lupin tosses her his Walther, saying to keep it as a good luck charm. Zenigata spots her in the distance as she runs after the kidnappers. Claudio arrives as Lisa despairs at losing Hiromi. He apologises as she wasn't supposed to get involved with this. Lupin arrives, suggesting Claudio's words have more meaning behind them, and the truth about Lupin's identity comes out. Lisa takes aim at him, but he tells her Claudio is a double agent aiming for Lombardo's presidency. He suspects Claudio snapped and killed Argento when he said he wanted to destroy Another Page, spotting his body and Claudio crawling around for the tablet. Claudio denied killing him at the time, however, backed up somewhat as Lupin only walked in on the aftermath. Lisa's conflicted, but Lupin tells her to think on what Bao Long told her. She believes him, but Claudio grabs the gun and shoots him. Claudio drags Lisa to Villar, but insists he didn't kill her grandfather. A flashback shows that while Claudio attacked Argento for the tablets, Argento had pinned a grenade in an attempt to destroy it. Zenigata comes to the rescue, having never trusted Claudio due to what he said at the graveyard fight and bugging him just to make sure. He also got friendly with a woman at a bar who claimed Claudio was in line for Lombardo's presidency. Claudio takes aim at Zenigata, but he wrestles the gun back and reveals it was filled with blanks. Villar flies in and orders Claudio to bring Lisa on board. Chicken arrives with everyone bar Lupin to counter Villar. The old man uses his power to amplify Jigen's bullets, allowing it to disable one of the plane's guns. Villar decides to activate the Zeal again, but Lupin's already on board and holds him up. Fujiko's also decided to switch sides, having taken out Hiromi's kidnappers. Goemon decides to use Zantetsuken and jumps aboard the plane with help from the old man's power. Unfortunately, he's cut away too much of the plane when he enters and it starts to lose altitude. The solution is to cut more away and get everyone out. Lupin's forced to jump and for once doesn't have a parachute stashed away. Despite his griping, the old man helps slow his fall. With everything calm for now, they take a look at the manuscript, noting its resemblance to Another Page barring the end referring to the return of someone, namely Yoshitsune. The old man also reveals he and the granddaughters are descendants of Benkei himself, with him being the 22nd. Realising Lisa's pendant is key to the treasure, Lupin blows into it, signalling the location of the Tachi. The Tachi is indeed made of gold, but little more than a toothpick. Fujiko's unimpressed, but more importantly, Villar's still alive. He activates Sil, despite Lupin's warnings not to. As a result, he's vaporised himself, as Bao Long hijacked the controls thanks to Lupin's USB stick. Goemon notes the sword and pendant could go together as the shape resembles a scabbard. Putting them together reveals a message about making sure to remember the past while progressing to the future, inspiring Benkei to declare they no longer need to guard the tools. Despite everything, Fujiko's still angry at Lupin and takes it out on him. Everyone goes their separate ways with the secret of Marco Polo's treasure discovered. Lupin contacts Bao Long to disable the Zeal satellite now that Villar's gone, but Bao Long decides something with this power could be useful. Too bad for him, Goemon's decided not to give up on swordsmanship just yet, utilising Benkei's technique with his own to destroy the satellite itself. Kind of a safe story this time around, but not anything too bad. Almost feels like it could fit in with Series 2, which is funny when you consider episode 37 actually did hinge on Genghis Khan and Yoshitsune being the same person. Fujikawa's roles felt like a somewhat less villainous take on how she was in Sweet Last Night, though she did come through in the end this time. Zenigata's got a good balance of comedy and competence, managing to hold his own in various scenes while still getting clowned around here and there. Also of note was the Interpol director he spoke with bearing a resemblance to the Commissioner from Series 1, while the Commissioner's voice actor, Ichiro Nagai, was Benkei the 22nd in this movie. On a related note, I did like the twist on the Lupin Zenigata disguise. I suppose he's disguised himself as Zenigata so much that doing a double disguise would be easy for him by this point. Lupin's relationship with Lita was a different take on things too, what with her spending most of the story believing he's an Interpol agent himself. Maybe a bit too gullible, but she does have a nice story arc of learning to trust her instincts. A lot of stuff in Goemon's side of things felt a bit fillerish in parts. That said, it does come back and converge with Lupin's story quite nicely. It also feels like they took some cues from Fuma Conspiracy, what with his whole romance with Hiromi and her grandfather holding the key to a great legacy. Also works in the golden weaponry, even if it's not to scale like that movie. Other places online like Lupin Wiki have noted it's likely the Benkei granddaughters were based on the Cat's Eye protagonists too, given Hiromi, Rui and Ami are fairly close sounding to Hitomi, Rui and Ai. Notably, Hiromi was also voiced by Romy Park, who previously voiced Alina in episode 0 First Contact. The other side characters seen here provide some good entertainment. Villar serves his role of main antagonist well, not having a motive beyond money and power and just being an all-around ruthless scumbag. Claudio was a bit predictable as the traitor, but they did mix it up by showing that while he attacked Argento he didn't kill him. That said, I'm not sure why Argento thought the treasure would lead to multiple wars, as the Zeal satellite was something unrelated. Bao Long was also entertaining with the screen time he had. Always a nice reminder that Lupin's got a network to work with for information on his heists. Nice that he came through against Villar at the end too, even if he decided to take the Zeal for himself afterwards. No honour among thieves and all that. Overall, I'd say this movie's worth a watch, as it ultimately gives an entertaining enough story to follow. Next time, Lupin's on the hunt for part of his grandfather's legacy as he helps a princess of the breeze in her search for a hidden city. Until then.